Sagittarius, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do your reading for the month of January 2024. Thank you for tuning in today. I can't believe that here we are in a new year. I'm doing these readings a few days out of the new year, and I really can't believe this is where we are. But thank you for sharing this space with me today. Let's jump right into your oracle messages. We're going to pull an angel number message for you to start off, and then we're going to go into your spirit guide message. We're also going to be pulling some tarot cards, of course. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading. For all Sagittarius is tuning in, thank you for all your love and support. It's for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placements. Please only take what resonates, okay, y'all? All right, let's go. What's happening for you all in the month of January? Woo, it's been dicey, y'all. Dicey. I'm telling you, we're all just being guided to feel what we feel. Your fellow fire signs. Everybody's going through a beautiful time of change, but we're dropping the old, right? And especially old ways of viewing things and old ways of operating. Woo, 666. Ooh, this is about reflection. Ooh, and it has to do always sixes with love. Several unexpected developments will enter your life and impact how you feel. This is a chance to reevaluate your identity. You need a mental shift toward greater optimism, self-assurance, and trust. Put your faith in your gut and inner voice. Pay attention to your feelings and use them to help you become a better person. Ooh, I love that. This is about love, affection, compassion, kindness, attention, and self-love. Some unexpected developments, I do believe, around your love life. And you're reevaluating your role, right? I think you're being guided to think more positively and trust. All right? Trusting. All right. There's been some doubts. Spirit is saying trust. All right, let's get into your spirit animal oracle. What is your spirit animal guidance for the month? I like that. Definitely a softening, I'm feeling, Sag. Ooh, whale. Yeah, it's around communication with someone in your life. You are encouraged to communicate clearly from your heart. Bridge any gaps that are keeping you from connecting deeper with your loved ones. It is important to speak your truth with emotion, vulnerability, and power. Wow. Whale. Well, and the whales can communicate vast distances. And it's all about family. I do believe there's been some discrepancies, and that's been coming up in a lot of the fire signs. Some discrepancies in connections, and now it's time for change, right? And a lot of that is coming down to, all right, well, let's deal with it. But not coming from an aggressive, pissed off attitude. You or the people that are around you. Let's get into your, I like that. You're definitely being guided to communicate from your vulnerability, right? It's different, right? It shifts when you really connect from how something's making you feel rather than pointing the finger at someone, you know, saying, you're always like this, you do this, you do that. No, I feel like I need more support. I feel like I'm struggling, right? Going into your emotional body. All right. I trust that my energy is sacred and that my peace matters. Yeah. I think there's been a lot of worries on your mind, and Spirit is saying, give them to us, okay? And trust that you know how to handle protecting your energy from any leakages, right? That the mind wants to take it. I'm telling you, it's a theme. And this morning I will share it right now because I do believe it's, you're getting hit with the most hard with this situation for the month of January. And this is the guidance. I actually was reading New York Times, and these are some quotes that they picked up from other people for advice for the new year. And I printed some out, and I'm going to share one of them with you already. Feel what your body is saying and stop trying to think your way through your feelings. This is from Toby Crockett from Paso Robles, California. Feel what your body is saying, Sagittarius, and stop trying to think your way through your feelings. Okay? Wow, that's really beautiful advice for the new year, specifically around January. Let's get into your tarot messages. get deeper into your spread. What's happening? Whew. You're cleaning up the communication in a bond, but it's taken its hits and disappointments as of late. I'm telling you, it's retrograde. Whew. Misunderstandings, miscommunications, hurt feelings, right? Let's see. Current energies, love. I'm going to keep my heart open, Jenna. Do whatever it takes, even though there's a lot of confusion in the situation. I'm really trying to bring my heart, my love, my devotion into a very confusing situation I'm hearing. The challenge is a love bond, okay? It could be anyone in your life, okay? Anyone. Bringing the magic back, right? That childlike wonder, a wonderment that we have when we make these soul bonds. Wow, right? I can't believe this person's in my life, right? There's some confusion over the heart space, though. Recent past, Three of Pentacles. You know, really working on, he's etching, right, into this glass as people were watching him. So it's like, in the past, it's like we need to take more care in what we're building, right? Paying attention to the details. The opportunity, right? What's our vision, right? Do we have the same vision on how to deal with these issues, right? Do we want the same things? Just moving these up, your oracle messages. All right, so Two of Wands, okay? He's looking out into the vast distance. Your opportunity could be to actually travel, open up. For a lot of you in your career space, this is about really paying attention to the details in your work life in the past, right? And it's really helping you open up into taking on, I believe, a new project for the new year, or being more of a team leader, right? You have a vision in your work life. All right, immediate future, the Seven of Wands, okay? Definitely taking a stand. You're defending your position. It's like you're trying to protect something here. All right, overall general energy, the Four of Cups. So you're moving through a feeling of, I can really get down about what's going on right now, but I have a choice to make. I'm telling you, every fire sign I'm reading today is this Four of Cups, like either someone around you, right, is in a very down state, and that is bringing you down, or you're in a down state and you're trying to move through it, okay? Coming into the month of January, this is a time of reflection and cleaning up the communication and recognizing that no matter what, ultimately your peace matters. So be careful with the thoughts you're thinking. Taking up everything into your mind and overanalyzing everything is not going to help you, okay? It's only going to create more confusion over your heart space. Lean into what you're feeling, Sag, okay? And this is about releasing, okay? Releasing the disappointment. All right. What you don't see coming is the Hermit, okay? That you need to be spending more time alone in the month of January to reflect, all right? Where you're headed is brighter than where you've been, all right? But you got to give yourself that time and space. All right, let's do this. Let's clarify these energies. I want to go into this Four of Cups for the general energy. It's like you're feeling this certain level of disappointment, and Spirit is saying you are disappointed in a love bond. You're feeling very defensive, or someone's been very defensive around you. There's a guard up. There's an emotional wall. Yeah, this is definitely, you were working so hard to clean up the communication. You're disappointed that communication's been such a struggle. We have the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles. Look at that. I mean, wow. That's interesting. I just want to take a look at something. Wow. It's almost as though there's been so many emotions. You're trying to stabilize yourself. It's interesting because whenever I see the 8 here, it's like there's so many answers coming in. But it's almost as though you're like, I'm trying to deflect. You don't... One of you is almost like in a give up attitude. There's this desire to communicate on a better level. I mean, with 3 8s, y'all, in order to move past this apathy and this discontent and this disappointment, it's about someone needs to work on not having their back turned to opening up to being vulnerable. I'm telling you, there's something about vulnerability coming through. When you speak from your truth with emotion, vulnerability, and power, changes everything, Sag. Can you speak your truth, right, in a vulnerable, soft way? Can they? All right? That's what's required here. All right? Soften, soften. I'm getting such a soften. Yes, people get us with our bristles going, right? That wolf with the hackles up in the back. It's like, I'm not sure I trust this person right now because they're viewing me in a certain way or I'm viewing them in a certain way. And now we're creating division. And it's how you communicate, right? Your wants and needs and expectations that gets lost. King of Cups. Yeah, I'm telling you, with the current state of affairs though, this bond is starting to heal, okay? I do believe there's a lot of healing opportunity here for this bond, all right? It could be anyone, family member, friend, someone near and dear to you. It is a soul contract, okay? It's the challenge here is, can you both soften and be vulnerable and actually apologize and mean it? Someone is needing to apologize before someone drops their guard. It's almost like, I need to know that you're truly sorry, right, for what this is doing to me, kind of thing, before I can have hope and faith again. There's a lot of defensiveness around apologizing here, it feels. All right. This crossing energy, this confusion over the heart space and this connection is real. Yeah. Right now, I do believe that you're going through a very rocky time in a commitment for a lot of you Sagittarius, okay? And there is a conflict. It is real. It is undermining the stability of the connection. There's confusion of how do we handle this conflict. You're either over talking it and not bringing enough vulnerability to it, or you're not talking about it at all. And so this is a matter of, there's so much that if you just expressed it with your emotion and vulnerability and in your power, right? But from an open-hearted place, Spirit is saying, open your heart, Sag. Open your heart. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been in this like, do I want this? Do I not want this? I'm putting so much, this is a point of my passion lies here, right? And I'm really reevaluating things, but I don't know if I can trust that this is exactly, if I want to put my energy into this. For some of you, this is also speaking on your career. You have a lot of new ideas. You're putting in so much work. You want to start yielding, right? More tangible results, all right? But Spirit is saying, pay attention to the details in your work life. There's a lot of new growth in that area of your life, but it's almost as though you're like, I don't know if like, there's some sort of strategy that needs to take place in your relationship, okay? Like really getting clear. Okay, we know the problem, you know the problem, okay? Or problems. Now let's get clear, right? On what needs to happen so we can bring in new growth, right? So we don't stay stuck in the sadness and the hurt and the upsetness of where things are. You know, it's like, do you want to focus on the reality of what is or what it could be? Okay. So if you two are both feeling stuck and like, well, this is where we are, then come up with some helpful solutions. In the past, I do believe that one of you was like, okay, well, we got to do something about this. All right. Something's got to change. Right. And I do believe that the change is occurring, but there's still a lot of defensiveness that you're both moving through, and a need to soften and to trust in what you're creating in your career, and trust in what you're creating in your soul bond. Let's go into the challenge, the soul bond. Sag, come on now. The challenge in this soul bond is, are you letting your intuition guide you? This love needs to be nurtured, okay? Can you nurture the love? My God, don't let this pass you by. I do believe that you have a lot of love for this person. there's so much. Your guidance is saying, the challenge is, why aren't you following your intuition above all? One or both of you. Why? If your intuition says, this is someone that I deeply love and I deeply cherish and I need to nurture the connection, okay? Why is it such a challenge to nurture it? Okay, ask yourself that. Why? Is it because you got stuck somewhere? Yeah, it happens all the time. Ooh, but it's about, in order to bring the happiness, you got to get unstuck, all right? I wanted to fall out. That's funny. And then the other is, yeah, it's like, it's almost as though when there's a problem, someone goes, well, maybe we shouldn't be together. And it undermines the connection. And it's hard, right? Like, be careful what you use as a bargaining chip. This, like, I'm just going to throw up a wall and act like I don't want you, when deep down you know you do. Be authentic. You or them. I think both of you are doing a little bit of all of it, right? All those things we do when we feel hurt, when our ego responds. The opportunity is to come into balance. You're tired. I know you are, Sag. You're tired. You're like, I'm trying so hard to hold on to this vision, right, that I started with when I met this person of, wow, we could actually have something stable. But there's things that are going to get in the way of that connection. It's life, honey. There's always going to be something, right? It's how we deal with it, how we communicate it, right? You've got to trust your own self and you've got to work on your own peace, all right? If you come to balance within, a lot of times things come into balance outside of you. And if you have someone who's going through a very hard time right now and it's draining you, create some distance. Spend more time alone. The King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. So you're tired. I get it. You're tired. You're trying to come back into balance. That's your opportunity. You're going to come back into balance, Sag, inside. That's where all of the disturbance is. Okay? The more about, yeah, you're shedding old skin in this connection. And you're going to come out of this feeling of entrapment and like, we're stuck. We're not going to get unstuck, Jenna. I might need to abandon and leave this situation. That's what's on the line, right? I've done a lot of work. I'm doing my part, okay? If you're doing your part, give the other person some space to do their part. Usually things will balance out if you don't push an agenda and you just let it go. And you don't try to take everything up into a mind space of trying to solve it, right? If you feel your way through, all right? I know that this situation needs to transform, okay? But try to have a little more hope and faith, right? That you're going to, it's like the growing pains of shedding an old cycle, an old way of behaving, an old patterning in a connection takes time and trust and patience. And it is exhausting. And all of us are moving towards unconditional love in our connections. And it's the people closest to us that we're challenged by, okay? You are being called to open up, Sag, all right? And I'm like, you know, this applies to me too. I get it, right? Who, when they're feeling hurt and like, you know, why did you do that energy, right? Around someone they care about? Who is going to be able to keep their heart? Oh, I'm going to unconditionally love you now. Oh my God, you know how hard that is? No, you want to be like, F you. But what would your wise mind say? What would your soul say? Is this person hurting and they're acting out and they know not what they do? Can you forgive? Can you communicate the hurt? Can you be vulnerable? I feel like you're giving someone tough love, but it's almost like they're turning it around now and they're saying, I know, please be patient with me. I know. It's not like they don't know, Sag. You are doing the work to clean up the communication and moving past the emotion, right, of disappointment in a person. Yeah. What you don't see coming is you have a choice here, right? If you want to remain defensive and have a wall up, then yeah, you need to go within. What you don't see coming is by going within, you're going to remove this is doomed vibe, all right? The challenge is, can you remember what your intuition is saying here? Where's your intuition? Okay? And where is your heart? Okay? You are reflecting on a love connection, right? This month. You have the opportunity to transform it, all right? To have victory, to have success here. But you need to go within and see a new perspective, because you know that being defensive and looking at what's wrong is not going to serve you. Focus on what could be, all right? The glass is half full, Jenna, all right? This could very well be someone you're dealing with who's determined, right? That I don't think we can work through this. And you're like, what? You know? Like, and even that very act is painful enough, right? Even if someone feels justified with saying, I'm not feeling hopeful here, it still causes pain. So even if you feel justified, right? If that's you, and you're like, this isn't working for me, please know that every emotion does have a feeling attached to it. So even the very thought of this person feeling like they might lose you is causing them great pain. Don't forget that, okay? Even if you're like, I have 100% verifiable evidence to prove my theory that this may not work out. Can you love anyway? Can you love anyway? Can you open your heart anyway? Can you let your higher wisdom, your unconditional love guide you anyway? This is the lesson. I'm getting goosebumps now, the chills. This is the lesson of the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024. What would love do? This is another quote. I don't know if I shared, I can't remember, geez. I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot of readings today, trying to catch up on these monthly readings. Instead of calling someone out, call them in. Invite them into a judgment-free conversation with the intention of promoting understanding. This is by Rita Maniscalco in Huntington, New York. This came by way of the New York Times and some quotes that I read this morning that I printed out that I knew would be relevant. So instead of calling someone out, Sag, call them in. Be vulnerable. Have a heart-to-heart, okay? There's more understanding that's needed in this connection, all right? To push through to the other side, to allow it to transform. I'm telling you, everyone's being challenged in their bonds right now. Family, friends. Ah, yes, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There's a lot of, right now, it's because you're not trusting in the long-term longevity of this connection, okay? The 10 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, and the 4 of Cups. So again, what we started with, Spirit is saying, yeah, you're going to focus on the love? Or are you going to trust it? You're going to trust what your heart and your intuition is guiding you to feel? Because this has the marking of something beautiful and long-term if you let it. But if you stop trusting it, if you lose sight of that, you're disconnecting from your heart space. We do it all the time. People sabotage a good thing all the time out of fear that, well, maybe this isn't going to work. And then you lose faith in what you knew was what you wanted in the beginning, right? Your gut is telling you this is someone I deeply love and cherish, and I need to hold on to this and fight the good fight, right? If this is a healthy relationship, this is about removing the fear, right, that gets in the way of love, okay? I'm sending my love to you. You will persevere through this month. Focus on the glass half full, okay?